Hello there, this is Rom coming back at you with yet another car video. The biggest marks are men who just don't like women. The biggest marks. And this is a follow-up to what I was saying yesterday. And for those who, for whatever reason, don't know what a mark is, a mark is just simply a man or a woman who is used by the opposite sex, who is played by the opposite sex, usually get some money out of them. In this case, men who women are getting money out of. And that's the lightest thing that they'll do. The more extreme thing they'll do, they'll just try to psychologically hurt him. Whatever. And here's the irony of it. These guys who get played the most are marks. These guys who get played the most don't like women. Because remember what I was saying yesterday. I was saying that if you really want to seduce a woman, you have to like her. You have to, and it has to be a general like. Now, let me just be clear. It ain't saying you simping or anything. Because like I said, simps, even a lot of nice guys, whatever you want to call them, really don't like women. They just use whatever they do as part of their game. But see, women pick up on that. It's because, like I said, women pick up on a lot. And see, like when you get a guy who really doesn't like a woman, but he's still trying to get with her, women pick up on that. Women know it. Now, the nicer women just reject the guy and keep going. But then you got a bunch of women out there. And look, let me just be clear. Yes, I like women. I love women. But I know when some of them are bad. There's going to be some bad ones. They're out there. You don't just love them unconditionally either. Just, if you know one's bad, you keep your distance from them. You don't deal with it. But see, some guys, they'll still deal with it because, well, she got the progression. She got the face card. She got the nice breasts, the snatched waist, the big old butt dunk, the nice hips, the thick thighs, which save lives. Well, maybe not in this case. Nice calves, toes. She looking good. And the guy, he just want to get with her or something. But see, some women, they will use that because even though you get some guys who think women don't have game, they stupid. Because their game is, they know a man is trying to get some pussy from them. So what women will do, they will use that. And they will especially use it for some guy who they feel like he really don't like women, especially. Now, this ain't saying they won't try to play a legitimate nice guy. You get some evil women like that. But most of the men that they're going to play are just going to be some marks that just don't like women. And they'll use that guy because, okay, say the guy, he still want to get some pussy. He really don't like the woman. So he throwing some money at her or something like that. Now, the best thing is if the woman rejects that man. That's the best thing. That's the thing that really needs to happen, right? That's the best thing. But see, you get some women, and they see it, and they see it in the guy's body language, all of that. They reading the guy. They say, "Oh, that's a mark," and that mark's still trying to get with them, throwing them money, trying to pretend like they're a nice guy or something like that. So the women will say, "Oh, okay, let me use this guy. Let me use him. Let me get all his money out of him." Like I said, the best thing is rejection. Like you get some women, they know you get some guys throwing some money at them, offering to take them to some Michelin restaurant, right? And if I gotta tell y'all what the term Michelin means for restaurants, well, you look it up, okay? Anyway, some high class restaurant or something. But they realize this guy really just trying to use them for something. So they turn around and try to use him. And usually they'll get over because the guy, he just looking at the pussy. the woman, she thinking, okay, he got some money. He got some money. Let me use it. He don't understand women too well. He got a bad attitude. Let me use him. You know? And they'll get used. Because it's funny, because even sex workers, there are some guys they won't mess with. Like, I knew this guy, and he was a genuine nice guy, not trying to use game or anything. And he would go to this strip club, right? And he would always, and this was back before they made it rain. They made it rain on a woman. So they had, we had to put the money into a woman's garden. They would always give him the money back. It was so nice. These women would give him the money back. But he was a genuine nice guy. But then when women come across a guy who's not a genuine nice guy, I guess, he's a mark, they say, well, shit, let me use him. Let me get all the money I can out of this guy. Let me get all the money I can, or let me fuck his head up, like some of the more dangerous ones. They'll just say, oh, this guy ain't shit. Let me take him apart. Let me fuck with his head. Let me do all this stuff. And you get plenty of women who will do that. And they generally go after marks. Because if a guy's generally nice, generally loves them, generally has good feelings for women, they'll leave that guy alone. Most of them will. There's always an exception. But most of them, they'll leave that guy alone. But you get some guys, like, who got some issues with women or look down on them or something, shit, they be like licking their chops. They be like, yeah, let me tear him up. Let me get all the money out of him. Don't feel bad about it. Don't feel any like type of regret. They just say they're going to use them. See, one of the things you got to think out here, you want to be that type of man who women, they don't want to use as a mark. And yeah, like I said, all these women out here ain't like goody women or something. And one thing, if you carrying yourself as a genuine man who generally loves women, who generally like feel something good for them, most of the time, those women ain't gonna mess with them. Like I said, most of the time, I wish this was a science, but it's more of an art. But see, they'll go after that mark. That guy just throwing some money at the woman, think he just gonna get some. And a woman will read that, because their only game really is ultimately their pussy. And they can read it. They can read a guy's energies, thinking, oh, okay, he just want the pussy. Let me see what I can do with him. And indeed, sometimes you even get some women, they've been marks themselves, so they'll use that man back. They will use that man back. They'll try to get over on him or something. Most cases, every now and then there's a case where a woman's like messing with a genuine nice guy. Usually somebody might be, shall we say, slow or something, just not picking up on something. And even them, they might just say, nah, let me stop doing all this crazy stuff. But when it's a mark, when it's a guy who generally don't like women, think he gonna get over on women, especially some guys who think they fake me out players, think they gonna get over on the woman. The woman already read it, because look, fellas, let's just be real. A woman is going to think you trying to get the pussy, even when you saying hi 3 times a day. They thinking that even if you don't really want it. That's just a woman's nature. Because let's just be real. They know no matter what, whether we're a good guy, bad guy, whatever, whether we rich, poor, whatever, we want the pussy. If we heterosexual, we want the pussy. And hell, even some closeted dudes, they still want a child or want to fake me out in front of some people. They want the pussy. So women are used that. But see, plenty of guys want the pussy but really don't like women. But see, a woman, you get some of these women, they want some player stuff themselves. And so they'll use that man. They will use that man. They will be like, oh, okay, that's how you gonna be. Okay, let's get him. In fact, they might go out someplace or be in some club or something and try to use them. Or they'll figure out like which guy is going to buy all the drinks and everything. Because, well, that's just their nature. Go ahead, dude. You can go. That's just their nature. Because that's the game. See, they're going to go for those marks. See, if they read you and they say, oh, okay, this dude don't really like women, let me use him. And see, they'll do it because they can feel like they're getting back at you. They can like use you without any guilt on their part, because they'll say, well, he didn't really like women anyway. Let me use him. Let me get that money out of him. Let me get whatever. And then, you just get some women, they want to just hurt men. And they specifically go after some of the scuzzier men. They specifically go after some of them. But if you're a good dude, like legitimately good, and legitimately like women, yeah, they still might encounter you, but they'll think about it. Say, nah, he good. I remember there was a woman, she told me, I never forget, she looked me dead in the eye and said, you know what, I can control you. I can control you, but you know what, you kind of a good dude. So I ain't going to do it. In fact, that's kept me out of trouble. That's how I learned a lot of game, because women would say, you know what, Ron, you all right, let me tell you about this other woman over here. Or that's how I really never got played. That's why I've never been a true mark. I've never been a mark, because I generally love women. Generally like them, love them, whatever. Feel good around them. And I've had some women, I've seen them tear up other guys, but then, literally tear them up. Fuck with their heads and everything, but they were cool with me. See, that's the important thing. That's the important thing. So you really want to be that dude who has a genuine caring for women. I'll use that term. Because they ain't saying, and like I said yesterday, it ain't like you have to love every one of them. You shouldn't really. Some of them crazy, some of them dangerous. Some of them crazy and dangerous. Some of them you gotta watch out for. But if you walking around and you got that vibe like, man, I ain't like, you don't like him or something. In fact, that would kind of like hurt you in the long term any damn way. Yeah, boy, that would hurt you in the long term anyway. So it's something to think about. And wait a minute. Pull back here. Yeah, to do something and stop and do something. And this ain't gonna be a long one. I said this one will be a little shorter than usual. But I would just say, look, you don't want to be a mark out here, and trust me, women are looking for marks. It is what it is. They looking for marks. You don't want to be that mark out here. It was like, don't think a woman ain't reading you, looking you up and down, trying to figure out, okay, what can I do with this guy? What can I do? And if you coming off like you don't like women, it's like one of the better, I'm going to repeat it. The better thing is they just plain reject you. But then if they still deal with them and you think you getting over on the woman, nah, because they reading some other stuff. And especially if you got some money, or you got something, they might use that. And then, unfortunately, you got some women, they just want to hurt a man. And they will look for that type of man. They in their minds, doesn't have a good feeling for women. All right? Really pay attention to that. Really understand that. Yeah, this ain't going to be too long today, because this would have been one of those long videos. I don't need to talk about it, but just understand that That's one of the ways that women in general looks for marks. One of the ways they looking for that guy who just ain't about shit, Ain't they in their minds giving them the vibe like, oh, okay, he's mean or something. Let me use him. Let me get his money out of him. Let me fuck his head over. Like I said, if you got a genuine caring in your heart for women, for the most part, they'll leave you alone. Like I said, there's always an exception with that. There's always an exception with everything, because some women are just evil. Like, let me just say that real quick. No matter what, no matter how you feel about women, even if you generally love them, you like being around them, they've been helpful, still keep your eyes open. Keep your eyes motherfucking open, all right? So anyway, that's all I have for today. I'll get back with y'all. Peace and blessings.